Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday night's Messages of Love from Above. Hope this stream finds you well, and happy to have you all here. So let's get the desktop all set up, and we'll get into things. Happy weekend to everyone as well, and I can't believe it. Happy April! Can you believe it's April? I'm just like, whoa! Zoom, zoom, zoom. Where has the year gone already, right? Feels like it's even going faster than last year. So craziness. All right. There it goes. Just making sure that we're live here. All right, we are good to go. So before we get into the readings, let us send some love out to the world. So if you would like to join me, whether you're watching live or on replay, we can join together and send love out to the world. So I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now. Just let the outside world pass away for a moment, or fall away, not pass away, but fall away. And as I hit the singing bowl, we'll let that love from above flow down to our hearts, fill us up, and flow out to the world. So here we go. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Let's put that bowl, let it continue to do its song back there as it continues to sing, and we will get into it. So, hey, everybody. Hey, Dulcie. Good to have you guys here. And let us, first of all, I wondered if you guys didn't catch the intro video. Let me see. What did I do? Okay, there it goes. Hit a wrong button. Don't want to do that. Tomorrow, I'll be giving away 10 free Zen Cricket YouTube channel memberships. Every month, they give me 10 free ones. I give 5 in the morning, 5 at night, the first Saturday after the first of the month, which will be tomorrow. But I do 5 in the morning session, 5 in the evening session. All you have to do is have your channel membership gifting set to on, where you will receive the free gift. And then I just click a little button. YouTube and Spirit choose who the winners are. So it's not me, but and then we find out who the winners are. It runs a little thing, and then it announces boom, 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 the 5 winners. And then you have access to all those. Sorry, this is a creaky chair. Let me move a little closer. Maybe that'll let it be less squeaky. There we go. So and and what you get with that Zen Cricket membership is I have a podcast from Chaos to Cozy that comes out every Sunday. I usually have recorded 2 videos ahead, You get advanced access to those. I'm actually going to try to push it to 3 ahead so you can have access to 3 weeks in advance. And then I have my pick a cards, which you get advanced access to. Usually record them about a week, sometimes more ahead of time. And then I also have new astrological Zenergy videos that will be coming out intermittently. I just put one out yesterday about the retrogrades, and then retrogrades in general, but zeroing in on the Mercury and Saturn retrogrades. We're in the middle of Mercury retrograde, so next time I'll give you guys more advanced notice. But the Saturn retrograde, we're in the pre-shadow, just went in like last week, so that gives you information on those. So you have advanced access to those too, as I'll be recording those more in advance as well. And monthlies. I'm going to start monthlies starting in May for each individual zodiac sign. It's been almost a year since I used to do those, but now I'm more balanced with my lives and different things, and Spirit urged me. So you have advanced access to those once they're recorded as well. So I love it. So you get advanced access to those, and then on Wednesday nights I have a cozy chat for an hour, which all my members have access to. So Zen Cricket gets that too, and we talk about the podcast, about chaos, moving to cozy, and anything that people want to know about how to change that in their lives. So it's a great conversations. That if you're interested in that, even without winning it, it's $2.99 a month, and all that information on how to get that is in the description box of the video. I have one level above that called Praying Mantis, which is $7.99 a month. You get everything we just talked about, plus Thursday nights you get 2 hours of a Q&A. And after each of my 5 sessions I have over the weekend here, I have an hour with my Praying Mantis members there too. So if you're interested, again, that's all down in the description box. So, hey, Nicole, hello, hello. Absolutely. Yeah, I do see you got your donation. So thank you for that. So you'll be up first as soon as I get started here. Good to see you. Shout out to one of my YouTube channel members. You'll see their names in green with the little badge. So thank you, Nicole. Shout out to one of my YouTube channel members. And I mentioned I put out the astrological Zenergy. Here's the link to that if you're interested in finding out more about those and what's going on with those energies. We even talk about how to make the most of the retrograde energies because they're not bad, even though they get a bad rap. And I even share how often, really, we're about 40% of our lives actually in retrogrades. But with the pre-shadow and the post-shadow, it's probably half our lives. So it's all about internal reflection. So they're not as bad as some people might make it out to be. We also have Aries energy. So new moon alert on Aries for Monday, which is also a solar eclipse. So here's a pick a card for that and how to make the most of those new moon wishes as well. So we like that. And then we are in the middle of an eclipse portal. Eclipses can impact us 4 to 6 weeks before and after. So here is the eclipses on how to make the most of that energy. And there's also, of course, a pick a card. We love my pick a cards. And then I had mentioned the podcast too. So let me just throw that link out here. So that is the last episode. New episode will be out this Sunday. So I think that's enough of that stuff for now. So let me move that out of the way. And we will get into it here. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, first of all. And let me change that to live chat. There we go. So got a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor. So welcome. The free readings, I go down in order, first come, first serve for those. And if anyone doesn't want to put their business out there, the chat is the list. There's no specialist. The chat is it. You put your question out there, and then if you don't want to put your business, you can ask for a general reading, and then Spirit knows that. But for those of anyone that makes donations, I do honor that energy exchange. It's how I make my living and how I'm able to offer all the free things I do. So a big thank you to all of those. I do step outside of the free readings and prioritize those to honor that energy exchange. So sorry, I do dive deeper into those too, pulling more cards, and then I return back and continue down the free readings, and that's how it works. So let's get into it. I am going to use this beautiful Naked Heart Tarot today. And up first, we got Nicole. So, Nicole, thank you so much for your donation via the Venmo. And then I do have another one coming in here, Shay Shay. So, Shay Shay via the PayPal, you will be up after that. And if you're wondering how to make donations, all that information's in the description box of the video. I do have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square in addition to the super chat as well. All right. So, Nicole, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And you just need a general reading. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. Let's give these a good shuffle. And let's see what Spirit has for you. So good to see you. Let's see, what does you want, Nicole? Miss Nicole. All right. So I do want to those two, that one and that one. And those. All right. Oh, there was three there. 3 and 3. Okay, wow. So we got 233. 233, if that means anything to you here. But the energy on the bottom of the deck, I love that you get the Sun card here. Beautiful, beautiful beetle. And the Sun card, of course, is a victory. It's one of the more abundant energies. And it does shine light on every area of our lives. So it does, bring brightness. It brings warmth. It brings, like I said, abundance. So I like this being your underlying overall energy is that you have light, you have fullness that comes in. Leo energy too, which we'll find out here how the Leo energy is reflected in your other cards. But that's on the bottom of the deck, so that's a good start. And then we continue with great start. So that's a major arcana, the Sun, very impactful. You also got two other major arcana, one being the Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit. You have the 9 and the 10 of in the major arcana. The Hermit card is a time of making sure to have your alone time, have your connection with Spirit. They will guide you, they will comfort you, they will clarify for you. They'll do whatever we really ask of them, not like slaves, but they want us to reach out and want us to, you know, recognize that they're there. And not that they have an ego or anything, they just want to be helpful. They desire to be of use for us in our lives, and they'll stand behind us and, you know, you know, to let us know that they're there. Go, no, just letting you know we're here if you need anything. They'll do it through synchronicities, repeating numbers, all that kind of stuff. Just reminders that you're not in this alone, and that you can turn inward and upward, and we can have that there. I like the Wheel of Fortune too. I mean, it's like the Sun card, a very abundant card, which tells you that everything that unfolds in life does unfold for us, even though sometimes our human side is like, how is that for us? Wheel of Fortune says even our human is on board about what comes your way here, that it is for you. And so your human will jump on board with that. It might just take a little bit of time here, I feel, but I like this clarity that's coming in for you with those two cards. Then you had three cards come out together, another major arcana, the Hanged Man. It's a card of transformation. It's like even though it's a bat in here, I always look at him like a cocoon, where it's this transformative energy of moving from a caterpillar to a butterfly. It takes some time, some falling away of things, some clarifying of things, some moving away of like a caterpillar becomes caterpillar juice, so that can form its wings and be able to fly and kind of take on this new way of looking at life, right? And we do have this Five of Swords and the Six of Wands. The Five of Swords is like you're battling between your head and your heart. Your heart wants one thing, your head wants another. So I feel like it represents more inner conflict, but trusting your heart and opening up to that is what will help you move with the 6 of Wands into this place. It's a victory card, it's a flowing of energy card, and, I just feel like when we let go of the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, and we trust the flow of the transformation, that it just brings peace, right? And a part of that is like, you know, this the caterpillar is going, "I'm not supposed to lose my outside skin, this isn't right." But it is part of what happens, that the caterpillar becomes caterpillar juice. If it's like, "This hasn't happened before, I don't know if this is right." It's like, trust the process. Trust the process, and I feel like that's kinda coming in with these cards that, are mentioning there. Let's see where this all heads here. Alright, yeah. So you've got the Spirit of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. So there's a great amount of abundance that comes in here. And with the Innocence of Pentacles, I just feel like your outside life is going to be so full here. Got the Sun, you got the Wheel of Fortune, you got the King of Pentacles, and the Innocence of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles. And so there is this transformation of abundance, what it feels like. And this way of looking at it does have this kind of switcheroo of, I'm not defining myself and my worth and my success and my progress in life by the outside world things, right? The King of Pentacles learns something very special in the Four of Pentacles as they go and they travel throughout the entire suit. And the Four of Pentacles taught him that when they define themselves by the outside world, by relationships, by situations, by things, that they felt unstable, because all those things are relationships, right? People change, people pass away, people walk away. So relationships with humans are very unstable. Situations never stay the same. Things break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down, stolen. All that out there we realize is unstable. And then as we turn inward and upward, eventually we do, when we're tired of the disappointment and feeling the instability of the outside world, that we connect and we're like, ah, there it is. The only thing that feels stable in this world is the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms, right? Eternal, never ends, unconditional, nothing we can do to lose it. And so we define ourselves by that, seeing our pricelessness instead of defining ourselves by the outside world, which is retail price, right? Self worth comes from inward and upward. Retail price is what we think other people think that we're worth. And we usually end up on the blue light, the Kmart blue light special, blue light special clearance rack, right? Remember that? It's like, yeah, nope. But when we realize that and we fill up on the inside, it changes how we see the outside world. That's where all this fullness comes in. When you see inside, this is the love that I've been looking for. This is how I define myself. Then the outside world changes from a place that's always lacking and falling short, so temporary, and it's above and beyond extra what they give. And so we move from lack to abundance that comes in. And it's interesting with all of that, you do have the Two of Cups, which is about important relationships that are coming your way here with the Two of Cups. And that can be relationship with your higher self in the spiritual world. It can be a romantic relationship, even. It can be reigniting closeness with family and close friends. I like that importance of relationship in your life right now. It's allowing yourself that connection, but it starts with inward and upward, filling up and overflowing, and then the outside world kind of catches up as you fill up and overflow out to the world. That overflow of love energy becomes that. So hopefully that helps, Nicole, with what's going on right now for you. And that's what they have. So many blessings to you. Again, thank you so much for the donation. I greatly appreciate that. And good to see you. All right. And then Shay Shay, you are up next. Thank you for your donation via Z PayPal. Let's take a look here. Oh, hey, hey. All right. You're so funny. Little something, something. All right. So let's take a look here and see for the weekend what Spirit wants you to know about love. As half the cards go flying across the table here. All right. To reveal a single card so far, which we'll talk about. So we've got this, Heart of Cups, which is Queen of Cups. She's able to access this Ace of Cups, which is the chalice, the Holy Grail. That is our, our inner emotions, allowing us to pursue our own higher love, our self love, which, allows us to feel that love that we're looking for. The outside world can't give us the love that we're searching for. You know, it's a temporary, conditional love. Love that we're looking for is the unconditional, eternal love of the higher realms. That's what our soul hungers for. When it eats of the outside world, it's like eating American Chinese food. It's hungry an hour later, you know. But when we turn inward and upward, we find that beautiful 10-course meal with 2 desserts that fills us up and makes us feel full. The outside world only really gives us dessert, not, sustenance, for our heart, and so that's important to know with the Heart of Cups coming in here. The dude has no chill. Yeah, what mirror does that show you for yourself? If you feel that about them, where inside of you do you have no chill? That's the question, right? Ooh, deep, right? Interesting. All right, let's take a look here. What else do they want you to know here? All right. Got those two and those two. All right. Yeah, so you got Heart of Cups is what came out, and then you have the Heart of Pentacles too, which is the Queen of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. Not putting you in your place. Just you know, your spirit guides are just putting down some truths because that's what happens, right? We're like, ah, okay. So where did I see that within me? And what's happening. But this is about looking into your own nurturing yourself, looking at you, giving yourself the love. And with especially with those two cards coming together, that just really emphasizes that. Let's see what else we got here. What are these? All right. So we got a major arcana with the universe card, which is, ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures. So there is this ending and beginning kind of energy that comes in here. And I wonder what these other cards are because this is very interesting. All right. Yeah, it's definitely like a change. Yeah, it is a good card, right? It is about a transformation, letting go of expectations, letting go of the old ways of looking at things, looking at people, looking at relationships, looking at yourself. All of that, it's like the old way and it's a new way. It's a new open-mindedness. It's a new, because what happens is this is the last card in the major arcana, and it starts off with the Fool card, which is the zero, which is like a child with looking at the world of all possibilities, not looking at, and we look like, yeah. Well, it's interesting. I mean, because you got the Eight of Pentacles, which is doing the work and forward progress and having things unfold with the work that you do, inner work and even outer stuff, but I feel like this is all about that inner work. We life is like a spiral staircase, and it's not like stairs where we go up and then fall back and da, 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 da. It's like a ramp. It just keeps going and going and going. And what's interesting is we all experience this feeling like I feel like I went backwards, but really when you're on the ground floor looking at this thing here, when you go up another floor, you see this again, and you go up another floor. You see this, you go up another floor. It's just different perspectives that you see it as, and even though um, we deal with recurring things, we're at a higher level when we experience them, but we've been with ourselves all along that we don't realize how far we've come. If you're blindfolded as you go up and then you look out 5 stories later, you're like, "Whoa, wow, look how far we have come." But if you're like, going up and going up and going up and going up and going up, you look down and you see it, and, you know, um, and it looks familiar. So we kind of think that yeah. And it's like reflection. It's like a new point of view, you know? Not so much a test, because test feels like pass or fail, more of like an evaluation, a review, seeing it from a higher perspective. Okay, now let me look at it from here. Now let me look at it from here, because we're very curious beings, right? We want to see things from all these different levels. So we do have this, but you ended one cycle and then you're beginning to look at it differently because you weren't who you were like a year ago, right? So I like that. And the Eight of Pentacles does, talk about as you're evolving, as you're changing, that you also see things from a different perspective. And I feel like your heart is changing. You got the Naked Heart, which is unique to this deck, card number 22, and the Page of Swords, the Innocence of Swords, which is about clarity and clarity of heart, clarity of mind that comes in with this. And I love the Naked Heart, this card. I like to read it because it's such a unique one, but it's so powerful. This is the Naked Heart. It's about connection, purpose, and higher self. So the Naked Heart's message to you says, I radiate at a pure vibrational level, calling in all that I need at this time to stay in alignment with my path. The universe is highlighting my gifts and asking me to trust myself and my intuition. And as I listen to what my heart needs, my natural essence comes forth to be nurtured, and I innately connect with my calling and purpose. Comparing myself to others does not serve me and will only knock me out of my flow. I was given the exact proportion of amazing. Otherwise, I would not exist. My path may not always feel easy, but it will feel right. And when I shine bright, I am the spark to someone else's light, and I inspire others. And the little Luna moth here that's at the top here, they whisper to you and they say, "You are brave and beautiful. Fly out of the darkness and into your light." Right? Isn't that beautiful and powerful? Yes. The heart disconnect that comes in here is, we can ask ourselves, is my ego leading my path instead of my heart? And so that's something that we can look at. And I feel, when we have the, Page of Swords, this is about higher, looking at things from a higher perspective, which helps us cut away the small t truths of our ego, the small t truths that are rooted in fear, that are the fear of rejection, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of, you know, all those wonderful nummy fears, right? And so I feel like there is the clarity that comes in here, and no relationship, any interaction with anyone is not by accident. It's not like the creator was you know pouring a cup of relationships and like, oops, some spilt out, some relationship spilt out into some people's lives that wasn't designed to happen. No, it's every interaction we have has purpose, meaning, and transformation and growth in it, right? So when we look at things and we look at that, we can see um, things about how we can grow, and how we can um, look at relationships with people differently. When we have like and just in this most recent experience, when it's they're doing too much of this or not enough of that, that's judgment, that's ego, that's we have an expectation that's rooted in fear that's not unfolding. And it has to do with judgments that we grew up with that created these long list of supposed tos, right? We all have them. And we become aware of them when someone doesn't do what we want them to do or does something we don't want them to do. And we're like, wait a minute, we have the judge, the jury, the executioner that comes in, right? And we're like, well, what does it mean? What am I afraid of? And that's when we get into the fears, right? Yeah, I just wish he didn't do that. And it's like, all right, well, you know, the thing that we fear the most is the thing um, that they're gonna bring forward for us, so that we can see, what we, you know, can deal with, what we can transform in our lives. And so I like that. And it's true. I mean, trust me, I know. Five I consider long-term relationships between 1 and 3 years, is my range of what long-term is. And I learned from every single one of those 5 about myself, and I wouldn't have had they been perfect. And it freed me from a lot of stuff. You're like, oh my god. But it's great because, as you are confronted with the 7 of cups, with all the different types of emotions that come up within us, then we can make change within us with the 3 of wands. I get to change the direction of, what I'm doing, how am I reacting? And it's amazing when we change how suddenly the other person is much more amazing than we thought they were. And it's true. And we have no idea what they perceive of us either. Which ones of this and that do they wish we weren't doing, right? But there's this great Facebook. I don't know. I shared it last weekend, so if I shared it, and you heard it, but there's this great. It was on Facebook. Let me just grab it here. I saved it off here. Yeah, I even have it right here. It says a different version of you exists in the minds of everyone who knows you. And the gist of it is that the person you think of as yourself exists only for you in here. And even you don't really know who that is. It's our perception of who we are. Every person we meet, have a relationship with, or make eye contact with on the street, they all create a version of you in their heads. And you're not the same person to your mom, as to your dad, as to your siblings, as well as to your coworkers, your neighbors, or your friends. There are 1,000 different versions of yourself out there in people's minds. You exist in each version, and yet your you yourself isn't really a someone at all. And that's an amazing awareness, because when we realize that this idea of who we think we is, which is not even accurate, it's our own perception, isn't the one that's in everyone else's. We have no idea what version is out there. Um, and the version that's in our head isn't the one that they have of themselves in their head. Yeah, you remember you said that. So it's like there's this, yeah, you know what? So my perception of them is all about what I see within me. And until I see it from spirit's point of view, they're the ones that have a clear idea of what's really happening. We see the world through this conditioning, through our ideas, through all this stuff that we have, and it's not even quite accurate, you know? And so when we realize that, we can take a step back and go, okay, so what amazing things I recognize in others means I recognize that within me, but also the irritating things that I recognize in others means, when you point, there's 3 fingers pointing back at us. So, why are you doing that? Oh, why am I doing that? And it really helps clear things up, and because no one's going to be perfect. s- you know there's always going to be conflict with other people if we want to be in a relationship, um and interacting with other humans, always, because we have different stories, we have different, um things that come in with all of that. So I swear as being good. Yeah, but there's different ways. Like, if I'm like, oh, that person wants to be a dictator of the world. How dare they not be the person I want them to be because I think the world should be the way I want it. Well, that sounds like a dictator, doesn't it? It's like, oh, well, wait a minute. That's why that they're irritating me is because they're trying to take over my world that I think I have control over. So there's this great awareness that comes, and I feel like love for the weekend here is stepping back, journaling, really understanding what do I see when I look at them, and how does that reflect in myself? I don't feel like interacting with other people around love is what spirit is nudging you to do. It's like really focus in. Otherwise, you're just going to meet someone like them so you can learn what you wanted to learn through the situation, right? Yeah, your homework for the weekend. Yeah, because it's we're gonna keep doing the same thing over, meeting the same person over and over again. I know. I met 5 of them. Well, maybe 4. Um, those are the relationships. I'm like, "Why do I keep on ending up with the same person in someone else's body?" And I'm like, "Oh, because I'm the common denominator." Yeah, we have these beautiful teachers who will continually show us what we wanna see about ourselves until we see it. And so it's like, okay, what did I want to see about myself in this interaction with this person? And, you know, is it over? Do I want to learn more from them? Maybe I'll relook at this from a different perspective once I understand what I'm seeing in myself in them. Then my ideas about them might change too. And then we'll see where that goes. Or no, done, ready for the next, which is great is that that's all within our own hands and choices. There's no wrong or right choice, just different choices with different experiences. Some people end up in a relationship with someone for 20 years and learn so much from them. Other people choose to break that off into 5 different people over 20 years so you can let me just learn it over and over again from a different perspective. Right. Yay! But it's all good. No regrets for sure. So I like it. So I feel like that's what they have for you for love for this weekend. And yeah, we can definitely see that. Yeah, right. So, I just feel like so you can learn from whatever's coming through for this one. So I like it, Shay Shay. And that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you and enjoy your self love journey this weekend. All right. You are very welcome. All right. And then Dulcie Joy, hello, hello. So thank you for your donation via the Cash App. And I think I saw you up here. Let me scroll up here. Do, 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 do. All right, very good. Okay. So on your donation, you had mentioned a general health reading, and then I also see your other question. We'll throw that in there too. Both of them are health related, which I can throw out my little medical disclaimer or my disclaimer that's in the description box of the video that tarot is designed for entertainment purpose only and should not replace, of course, professional medical, financial, counseling, any of that. Everyone ultimately has to make their own decisions. We just have to say that here in the United States. So, disclaimer made. Check, check. All right. So, let's start off here with your question you asked in the chat, and then we'll do that other because you want to know, did Stephen have a heart attack? He had chest pain all day yesterday and refused to go to the hospital until his dad drew the line. he has a history of leaving the hospital, even after surgery. What a stubborn little person, huh? Let's take a look here. With the Sun card and the Four of Wands, this is very joyful and bright energy here. So I don't feel like he had like a heart attack. There just might have been some um, other medical reason for the feeling of that. Um, and there can be other things that cause that pain other than a heart attack or even a stroke. But I feel like with the Sun card and the Four of Wands, those are very bright. Even the sunflowers, very bright energy here. So I don't feel like there's like a lot of stress related, maybe high. You know, and I don't want to diagnose anything, but I just feel like that it wasn't truly a full blown heart attack. There was just some things that they need you know, to look at that can bring that on, right? Because sometimes even there can be displaced pain when something else is going on. It can reflect somewhere, and but I don't feel like a heart attack with that. Right, got it. All right, and then let's look at yours here, general health reading. Let's see what spirit wants you to know here. Yeah. So I feel like there was something. Wow, 200, 200. Yeah. Feels like there was some panic attack, stress related stuff that was putting pressure on it, but I don't feel like it was a heart attack, to that extreme. But I feel like there was something else that was happening um as well. Just with those cards, with the sun and the sunflowers, it just feels like there was something more related to that. And it could be a valve. This sun card is bringing in the energy of the inner child with the child energy, which the Leo energy brings in. And there can even be like just an old valve problem or how his heart was made when he was younger. And just with all this stress, I feel like he's been under an extreme amount of stress that it just pushed it over the edge where it just snowballed, kind of. If that's the feeling I get anyway. All right. Again, I'm no licensed doctor. All right, let's take a look here. What's going on with your general health here? And what is happening here? All right. Yeah, it is a lot about balance here. You know, you've got the Innocence of Wands to start off with, which Page of Wands, fire, passion, new energy. And I feel like lately you really have this new, I don't want to say you're on a health kick, but I feel like something has sparked a extra uh I don't know, just an extra spark around wanting to take care of your health, wanting you to, be aware of it, right? And I like that. Part of it is emotional choice coming in here with the Lovers card. And you might look at like if you have the if you've ever read the seeing if I had it over here. I don't think I have it over here. It's Louise Hayes. Heal Your Life, I think it is, but you don't have to even actually purchase it. If you happen to have the book, go check out, like whatever um, health things that you have concerns about, and they'll tell you the emotional root behind it. And if you don't have the book, if you just search, emotional energy behind blah blah blah, then you will also you can get different information and see what resonates there. The Lovers card just feels like it's emotional choice. Lower vibrational energies bring in lower vibrational impact and stress to our bodies that bring around things. And I just feel like there's some stuff that's that. All right, you have it. Yeah. So it's a beautiful book, in it? It's just really so revealing. And if I know I used to just I got her book to look at those things, but I read it with my praying mantis members earlier this year or last year, and oh my god, I loved everything that she had in the beginning of the book too. I'm like, why did I wait so long to read this? Very much beautiful awarenesses that come in with that too. So maybe if you haven't read it in a while, maybe you can revisit that if that resonates. But you're definitely in this transformation with the Hanged Man here, which is like a caterpillar going to a butterfly. So there is this transformative energy that comes through with that. And so I feel like this is a positive transformation that is happening because you've got the balancing of the outside world with the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, which is also about balance in the outside world. So I like this that, you're getting a good understanding of, what you need to do for any conditions. But I feel like emotionally it's important. On the bottom of the deck, you have the High Priestess who dives deep into, steps away, connects to spirit, looks behind the veil, dives deep into the emotions, is what I feel, is important here because you've got the Eight of Cups, the Lover's card, and the High Priestess. All of those represent for this emotional energy, the stress, and if you can read on the internet a whole lot. I've really researched it quite a bit. Even one of my books that I wrote about coming back from fear talked so much about the impact of fear on our physical bodies. And when we're in continual fight or flight mode, just when we're in fight or flight mode, there's so much stuff that happens. Our immune system is shut down, our digestive system shuts down. We're flooded with all these drugs and adrenaline and not cortisol. There's this flood of to get us prepared to run like crazy or fight, and all this stuff happens. It's supposed to be temporary, but in our society today, emotionally, we have a lot of emotional monsters, that send us off into spinning and into stress a lot. And so we have a very distressful society, which, that makes sense why there's so much medical stuff going on in the world, especially here in the United States. Just a lot of fear based things that send us off into, you know, um, stress. And that becomes, um, we're dis at dis-ease, which is where disease comes from, right? So we have that, right? Overwhelm. Yeah. And so, we've got this energy of this love energy and focusing on the emotions because you do have the ability to let go of emotions that no longer serve you and relationships that don't serve you too. And I feel like the emotional energy, you know, once we're able to kind of identify some of those things, what's the root of these? And like, oh, wow. I feel like if you, look at these emotional experiences that happened like 7 years old and younger that were stuffed down into our subconscious, that, we get to transform those into higher vibrational love and knowledge and wisdom and all that energy that's used. It's like if you try to keep like a basketball or like a volleyball below the water, you know, it takes so much energy to keep it submerged because if you let go, boom, it comes flying out, right? And so the energy, when we voluntarily bring it to the surface and we transform it, all that energy we're using to suppress those emotions, we get that energy back, and there's less stress there. And then also relationships and individuals where you realize out of fear you were maintaining friendships, can be with family, can be with friends and quote best friends that they have the title, but they're not doing the duties anymore. Why am I paying you to do that when you're not when you're not even doing it anymore? So we invest all this energy into relationships that don't serve us anymore out of fear and guilt. Guilt is fear at its core. And so we give 70, 80, 90% to these relationships when they're only given 10, 20, 30% consistently, right? And it's like, you know what? I can let that go. I can let that go. All this energy, emotional energy comes back, which allows us to feel less distressed, with that, coming in with that. So hopefully that helps, Delcy. But I like that for you. I feel like there's a lot of um, relief that comes into your body as you release these emotions, lower vibrational, which allows your body to become the amazing healing machine that it is when we keep on diverting it to fight or flight mode. When we're able to step into this feeling of wholeness, just feels like the world lifts, right? And it comes in there. So that's what they have for you, Dulcie. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. You are very welcome. All righty. So I think those were those. Let me scroll down here. All right. And let's see, it did have here, I got a PayPal come in, but it came in here after. So, Seal Sabia, we are up to you. So thank you so much for your donation. Let me give that some love and a like since it lets me. So let's take a look here. So we want to know, how will A guy, capital A guy, feel and think of your text? All right, let's take a look here. Hey, hello, hello. So let's take a look here. So, what will they think of your text? So, 1 and 2, and 3 and 4. All right, we'll take a look here. Well, the energy on the bottom of the deck, I mean, we've got the Empress, the Earth Mother here, which is, this feeling of birthing, creativeness. You all know, new birth that comes in here. And I don't know why it, they have like this. You know how when you tell someone no, it just encourages them even more? I feel like this is the kind of energy that they have. Like, you know, they're like, oh, a challenge, huh? And you're just like, I'm not something to pursue and hunt, but I feel like there's something to do with just how they grew up, that they're like, oh, okay, a challenge. I like a challenge, and it's like, all right, well, let's take a look. That's the underlying energy that comes in here. Um, and we'll see here. All right. All right. Yeah. We've got here, it's funny how people express themselves on the outside, and it covers so much of the inside. We've got the first two cards, the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit. These are both Hermit energies, about pulling back and being alone by themselves, and um, you know, from the outside world, it kind of just makes them temporarily kind of withdraw. And so there is this, whenever we feel rejection, whenever we feel frightened, right, we turn inward. No, because it's interesting, underneath the Earth Mother, we've got the Nine of Swords, which is the fear. This is what really is below the surface. Even though, this is what cracked me up, is, we got the King of Cups and the Lovers card, which is them basically saying here, these feelings that they have, that, no, I'm a perfect mate. The King of Cups is one of my cards that represents, I'm so compatible. It's like a dream come true kind of person, like, oh wow, you're the person that I'd want to be with. And they have this idea of, this is who I am, right? I need to be, this is who I am, right? I am this. Like, they will boast themselves up because they feel low about themselves. That's what this Nine of Swords comes in here, is they have these fears of not being enough, of being rejected. And here the self-fulfilling prophecy comes in because this is what they need to face with that. So when they get this text, bombastic side eyes, yeah, that they're like, I'm the perfect mate. This is who I am. I've got to be desired. I got, people have to really be attracted to me. People have to, love me for me. I'm this and all that because that's what happens with boasters, right? Boasters don't share things because they believe it. Because people who are confident in who they are, they don't boast. They don't need to. They don't look for the outside validation. But when someone feels low about themselves and boasts a whole bunch, it's because they feel everyone else is up here and they're down here and they have to boast themselves to get up to here, you know, where most people we're down here and we think they're up here. And when they boast to make themselves bigger, we feel like they're trying to make us look bad. So that's why it's all psh, psh, why it causes these, conflicts that come in. But I feel like so they, at first they react, they step back, they're like, "Oh no, I got rejected." And that's their fears activated. Yeah, right? I don't blame you. And then it's like, "Okay, I'm ready to let that go." And they are redoubling down. Oh no, you know, they're rejecting me. Wow, what's wrong with them? Don't they see who I am? They have to tell themselves this, right? Because they don't have the courage yet to look at this all these fears that they have that are below the surface here. So that's what what they'll feel and think of the text. They're gonna you know get defensive, and but they also have this, like I said, this energy of like, oh, so they're trying to play hard to get. No, no, because it can't be about them. It has to be a game in their head, right? This is what they taught and learned as they were growing up, from brothers, dad, whoever. That oh no 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 no, this is the game. This is the game, you know, and it's like no, game over. Here's your quarterback. So so that's what's coming in, Celine. Hopefully that brings some clarity, and I think you made a good choice because I don't feel like they're going to do any self reflection for a while. But you learned a lot about yourself through, the situation. You're like, yeah, how to be exhausted. And what was all the energy? What are all the fears that popped up inside of you? What triggers happened? What emotions were you feeling? All of this was for you, to there are teachers showing us what we want to see about ourselves till we see it. So if that teacher doesn't bring it to us, then the next teacher, the next teacher, the next teacher, right? It's like, okay, let me focus in on this. Otherwise, as they say, the lesson is repeated until it is learned, but that's for us. It's not punishment. We've asked, repeat it until I get it. Are you sure? Yeah. Initial here, sign here. And we did. We signed up for it. I know it, with me, I had 5 relationships where I repeated a lot of the lessons until I was like, I get it. So look at what you've learned from this for sure. Journaling, amazing. I learned so much journaling because I went back and I read over like 5 years worth of journaling between all these different relationships, um, and I was like, wow, I see the patterns. Absolutely. So enjoy, hang in there, and again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. All right, and Shay Shay, thank you for your additional donation. And then Supernova, we will be to yours next. So thank you for your additional donation on the PayPal. So let's take a look here. Oh, you're funny. I like the way you say things. A dead fish. And what do you do with dead fishes? Down the toilet, right? All right. Let's take a look here. All right. Let's see what his response was here. All right. So the energy on the bottom of the deck, we have the Naked Heart here. And this is a powerful card, and we even have, the 3 of Pentacles underneath it, which is about they're pretty confident, right? Yeah, right. And so this is them, feeling strong, feeling independent, feeling, you know what? All right, um we'll see what the 4 cards are that came out here. But I just feel like their energy is a pretty confident, bordering arrogant in who they are in themselves. So I feel like they are, you know, it's not the first time it happened. It won't be the last. And I feel like they don't take it um personally towards themselves. It's what I hear in my head, it's like them saying, "Well, you know what? Some people can't handle me, and that's not my fault." You know? It's like, "Wow, okay." They're like, I can be a bit much." Yeah, yeah. He says communication was his downfall. Yeah, yeah, and it definitely can be, but I feel like I don't feel like he does anything about it, you know? That's what I was saying, like, "Oh, communication is my downfall. What are you doing to improve communication?" "Why? What do you mean?" I don't understand what you're saying. Oh, because of the miscommunication? Does he live his life perpetually in a Mercury retrograde? Yeah, yeah, so I feel like, but this is going back to, like, his confidence, and, like, it's like, "Well, I'm a lot to handle, and not everyone can handle me. I'm okay with it." I like being me and my true authentic self. I don't need to change. That's the mindset that they're in, which, of course, is a young mindset that we have when we're younger, is like, take us for who we are, or there's the door, I don't care, I gotta be me. And that's the rebel stage, and that's happens. And then we realize later through life, going, oh, that was fun, but I also like being around people, so I have to learn to communicate and compromise in that. So let's see what else we got here. Yeah, exactly. 7 of Wands, standing on a hill, shining bright. I am the sun. I am unapologetically myself. I do not dim my light for anyone. I shine bright. And if people can't handle me and they attack me, I don't need to be defensive, right? So that is that energy, exactly as we were saying, right? And they are. They're just like, I don't need to defend. I don't need to, do that. I am me. If someone can't handle it, that's about them, not about me, and they're like, wow, he is right. If we can't, um, you know, um, stand to be around someone, there's some looking inwards that we can look at and go, why are they irritating me so much? What inside is, what of my own triggers is triggering around them? Because they are the master of triggering, right? Yeah. You were feeling bad, but now you're like, oh, I'm so glad I followed up with another question. Yeah. You're like, okay. Yeah. I can't handle dead fish. Yeah, whoop, whoop. Yeah. Underneath, though, when we talk about people that have this on the outside, it doesn't mean they don't have their fears that are bouncing around below the surface, right? Because, when people are so bold and so like, take me for him or I don't care, it's like they reject because they have a fear of being rejected. So they try to reject first. And then when they are rejected, then because being rejected means they're a failure, they have to blame it on someone else. And that's where they're at in their life right now is like, I'm gonna be me, and if you guys don't like it, that's because you are faulty, not me. You should be able to handle this, you know? And if people reject, then they're like, well, it can't be about me. It has to be about them. Because if I make it about me, then I feel like a failure, right? And so there's that's going on between them. And we got Earth Mother, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So they're going to nurture themselves. We asked how do they feel? Well, they're going to do something special for themselves. Like I'm going to get my hair, I'm going to get my hair colored, or they're reminding me of my first ex. Soon as the relationship ended, you know, frosted hair. That's what they're showing me. So frosting their hair, doing something crazy with their hair. Um, you know, I'm gonna get a massage. I'm gonna go buy me something. I'm gonna make myself feel good. So they are all about the nurturing of themselves. Oh, I know I have a reason to spoil myself. Yeah. And they have the two of wands. Two of wands energy, I do feel like they kind of go back and forth right here. Um Yeah, and he's on his path, he's chosen it, so, you know, you can't control their choices, their energies, and that's the 2 of Wands is, basically the message that you're wanting to know is, I wanna make sure that you're so funny though, because I feel like your heart goes, "I wanna make sure that they're okay. I don't wanna hurt them." But part of you is like, I wanna know, did it spawn him to make change? No, not yet. It's gonna take more feathers on the camel's back to break the camel, because he's very stubborn. He's very, you know, stubborn, just very, um, you know, uh, nothing's gonna get me down. But, if he read it, he was down for a moment, but now he's like, "All right, oh, well, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go on to the next thing." I just feel, fiery energy. Didn't you say he was like a fire sign? I just feel like it's like a you know, in regards to this, when he has those Sagittarius, when he's, faced with this kind of thing, it's like a grass fire. They burn forward and they don't go backward. So when something ends, they don't pine backwards. They're always looking for next. All right, next. Yeah, back on the horse. Next. All right, next. Next. I'm just going to continue to go until I find someone that can put up with me. No, they don't look at it that way. They look at it as someone that can handle me. I know I'm a wild stallion, you know. So not everyone can handle me. Only the brave. I'll find a brave one day. And they're like, eventually they'll hit that place in their life where they begin their transformation, but it's not going to be for a while. I know. But what did you learn from it? That's what it's all about, right? So I like it. So that's what they have. Hopefully it helped. And it sounds like that all resonates. You're like, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, okay, there it goes. Yeah, you know. Well, if you want to come attend Controllers Anonymous, we have extra seats. I know. I used to be like, I need everyone to be who I need them to be, and a lot of that is like, oh, oh, almighty, when do you want to turn in your little sheriff's deputy badge, sheriff of the universe, deputy of the universe, deputy sheriff, the creator needs my help. Let me help other people be the best them. And they're like, start with yourself. Yeah, your badge. I'm always like, oh, I'm sorry. Here, creator, here's back that deputy badge again that I took on. And they're like, I'll keep it over here for when you need it next. And I'm like, Oh, how rude and how true. So that's too funny. All right, Shay Shay, that's what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your additional donation, and hopefully that makes you feel a little more comfortable with moving forward, right? You're very welcome. Much love to you, my friend. All right, Supernova, you are up next. So we've got three up here, and then Johanna. Hey, Johanna. Shout out to one of my YouTube channel members, and Alice. Hello, another one of my YouTube channel members. Hello, hello. So, well, we got three up here, so we'll start with those, and then Johanna, and then back to Supernova. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate the oh no, what is this crying sticker comments? We'll take a look at that first one here. Thank you for your first donation here. All right. So you've got here number one, your relationship with your mother's become non-existent. What do you need to know? All right, let's take a look here and see what is going on. What does spirit want you to know with your mother? All right. One and two and three and four. All right. Wow. All right. Well, the two cards on the bottom of the deck, you got two major arcana with the Hanged Man and the Moon card. So here's Mother Luna. I'm sorry, here's Mother Luna and then transformation. So, your relationship with your mother is going through a transformation, and, there it does happen, and I just feel like it's part of a natural unfolding of the relationship. You're getting older, you're not needing her, and she feels like this, well, not that you've kinda needed her for a while, right? There's this, feeling of, like, I don't wanna say it's empty nest syndrome, but that's, the feeling of it, like, I'm not needed anymore. People don't need me, people don't appreciate me, and I feel like that's what she goes into. I feel, is she a water moon or water sign? I just feel like she'll go into her deep, making things about herself, kind of a manipulative energy, where when I don't get what I want, then I act sad. And if I don't get what I want by acting sad, then I will, become a bully, become angry, and throw things around. And if that doesn't work, then I will go to rejection and silent treatment. So I feel like if you've had no contact with her, yeah, that she's gone through the manipulation process, right? And yeah, yeah. So, that does pop in there. An awareness, out of fairness, no one can make us feel bad about ourselves. They might make suggestions, but if we take that on, that's on us, right? They're like, "You should feel bad about yourself." You're right. I'm gonna feel bad about myself. When we look at it as in that way, we realize, okay, yeah, no one can hurt me. That's my job. No one can make me feel good about myself. That's my job. No one can make me happy. No one can make me sad. No one can make me angry. No one can make me feel anything I don't want to feel, because I have the power over me, right? And so, that's a big transformation that I feel will happen between the two of you here, because you have both the Ace of Wands and the Magician, which shows that you have the power to change your relationship with her if you want it to. I don't, expecting it to come from her. Good luck. She hasn't done a whole lot of, I feel like you've done more inner reflection at your youthful age than she has. Um and no judgment, I just feel like she didn't want to yet. It's part of her journey, part of her, what she's wanted to, have unfold and come in, right? But if you want to, you can do it. Just know that, you know, she's in here, with the devil card here, this transformation, this shaking and rattling of her life. And, you know, so she does have, things that are happening, things that are flowing and changing in her life, old belief systems of fear that are being challenged. And so she's going through her own journey, her own transformation. When we realize that parents are humans, that they were children too. When I did my healing with my parents, I saw them both, like when I meditated, they were both standing on either side and they both shrunk down into their little young children, of themselves, and their parents popped up behind them. And I saw them for the first time as children. I was like, oh my God, they were children too. You know it, but when you really see it, and even if you see old pictures of them, then you just start to be like, wow, it's right. It is trippy when you realize that, and you're like, we always thought they were parents because we always saw them as adults, at least. Um, and then I saw their parents shrink down and their sets of parents pop up. And then they became children, and then all their sets of parents, those all shrunk. And it just shows that it's children raising children, raising children, raising children. Things passed down from generation to generation. There's no classes, at least back then. There's classes now for parenting, but there's not, you know, those are very rare even in this day and age. And so there is this, awareness that comes in with all of this, that, they are children. And when we look at it that way, uh, we can have peace of mind with the Four of Swords. We start to realize, wow, I let my expectations go of my parents. And the more you realize about them, there's a reason why they were acting the way they did, and that they expressed love or didn't express love or whatever. And you're like, they only know what they knew. And we only know what we know until we know differently. Isn't that funny? And then we always do the best we can with the information that we have. And if we don't learn new information, we keep acting the same way. And so being aware of that, yeah, 19. So, can you imagine having a kid next year? You're like, holy smokes, you know, we do the best that we can. And so I feel like with your relationship with your mom, it's non-existent. If you want it to be existent, you're going to have to reach out and initiate it without expectation, maybe looking and seeing them as a child and who they were, seeing that they, like everyone else, want love, have dreams, had dreams. Um, and they're challenging. Well, that makes sense. So if you're 18 and she's 19, oh no, so she's 37. Okay. Hell nah. So, yeah, oh, you meant with, having a child next year. So so that's what spirit wants you to know, with them. So hopefully that helps. Alright, so question number 2, and thanks for the popcorn. That's so funny, my host gave me 4 little bags of popcorn in between when I did my last session and now, and I'm like, "Oh, I can't wait to have some of that." So now I'm even wanted even more. Alright, and then so question number 2. So what do you need to know about your life and what's being moved out of it so you can move forward? From your spirit guides. Alright, let's take a look here. Alright. Let's start with first, what are you moving, what's being moved out of your life? I like that. And then what else do they want you to know here? All right. All right. Well, maybe you're not supposed to connect with your mother. You're gonna eat hot Cheetos. Alright, you enjoy that. 'Cause you got the Heart of Cups, the Queen of Cups, which is the extremely emotional woman, which I think is your mother. You got the death and the rebirth that's happening here, and the movement of wands. So, I do feel here, it's like, you know, she was moved out of your life for a period of time, but this movement of wands, this Knight of Wands, which is fast movement, I do feel like, there is this, um it's not to be forever, it's to give you this pocket to yourself, but, I do feel like it's intended for you to reconnect with your mother, but you're the one that's gonna have to be the one, shuck, 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 the one that initiates it. Let's see what else they have here. Yeah, and it'll be over time here. You've got the 7 of Pentacles, the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, but it's like you need this pocket away from the influence of their thoughts, their beliefs, their mindsets. With the Ace of Swords, you're seeing things from a different perspective because if you go back too early and you connect too early, then basically you're just gonna have the same results as before, you know? "What do you want, irritating child?" And you're like, "Well, I need to tell you what you need to do with your attitude, mother superior," you know? So you're changing your mindset. You're changing and seeing things from a different perspective. You're clearing away fears. You're transforming. So you're able to go back and reconnect in a different way a little later. That's funny. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And let's see what these other ones are here. Yep. Yeah. Not on the outside, but I have a feeling your face hides nothing. Don't you roll your eyes at me, irritating child. um, I know because of her explosiveness, right? But I feel like what spirit wants you to know here, you know, it's like my face. My face doesn't hide anything. You can tell. Can you tell the emotion there? And the emotion there. The emotion there. I mean, very expressive. uh, you learned to tell the truth earlier because people are like, "You're saying that with your mouth, but your face tells me you're a little irritated with me." I'm fine. But you have the Sun card coming in here, which is, spirit saying here about, your path and what's happening and how it's unfolding here. Um, you are, having this move this movement forward, with the Sun card. It is about your inner child, Leo energy that comes in here. So, it's a nice release. It's a nice, movement forward. It's a brightness shining in. And you have the 10 of Cups too. You have this joy. And the 9 of Cups right before it too, which is the dreams come true kind of card. Um, but the 9 of Cups, here is this, um, energy of filling up with love from the inside out that is important here because that's where your joy is going to come from. That's where all this, happens. And, you have the 8 of Pentacles, which shows you've been putting in the work, doing the work, blood, sweat, and tears. And there is progression. And when you realize that every moment is not wasted, everything is teaching us something each moment. We're realizing so much about ourselves in each moment that there is this clarity that comes through with all this. And you're breaking down barriers in your life here, belief systems, a whole bunch of things with this 9 of Wands, which brings new opportunities that come through, forward here. Does eating Cheetos count? If they bring you blood, sweat, or tears, do they make you sweat? They're hot. Um, So, there is this inner journey that you're on, and, things that are, um there's very rarely things that are moved out of our way. We don't have a ton of tower moments in our lives because tower moments come around faded, right? Yeah. But look at yourself a year ago. Look at yourself 2 years ago. Look at yourself 3 years ago, and then realize, wow. We talk about the spiral staircase, right? And how, because you're always with yourself, you don't realize how you've changed, because you're constantly walking yourself and you're used to the height, everything that you get used to being at the height that you are. But if you were blindfolded 4 years ago, brought up all these stairs, and then looked out over the side, you'd be like, "Oh, crap," right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly, so you've got these changes, these transformations, and, we can't be changing massively, it's like growing pains as our physical bodies are growing. Like, one summer, I grew 3 inches. and it my body ached, but it was like "Whoop," and but you can't grow like that constantly. One, you'll be a giant and people will come and kill you because they're scared of you. But the other is that, we can't sustain that much growth and change without resting, without having reflection. It's more healthy to grow and then pause, reflect, rest, grow, pause, reflect, rest, grow, and so I feel like you're in the pause, reflect, rest mode because you've done so much so fast that it's okay, to do some reflection, to, look at where you've come from, and where you're at right now. But really, a lot about being here now in the moment is important for you. So I feel like that's what they want, you to know about that, right? Didn't even realize it. I didn't realize. And then your third one was that emoticon. And thank you for your multiple donations here. I so appreciate it. And your third question here it is down here. So, what do you need to know about your dreams, about the calling you have towards it, and if you should trust yourself in pursuing it? I don't know. Let's take a look here. Just gonna take a quick sip here. All right. So let's take a look here. The dreams, the dreams, the dreams. That one and that one and all right. Bottom of the deck. Eight of Pentacles, doing the work, making progress. So, you are, like you said, even though you feel like I don't feel like I'm going anywhere, living our dream is not like a job. It's so interesting in how when we're pursuing our dream, the stuff that unfolds. Like for me, doing what I do now, it feels like living my dream, right? But when I first left corporate life about 4 years ago, the first year, Spirit wouldn't let me, and then wouldn't let me. It's not like they were like, "No, no, no, we don't need." I go, "I need to start up my channel. I need to do this. I need to go. I gotta get going." And they're like, "You need to calm down," is what is really the message that I got, because I needed to decompress from the rat race. I needed to decompress from my mindsets, from things that I was done. So for a year, I just read books and I did my own readings and, you know, did readings for friends here and there and just really calmed down is what I did, and I came to this place of trust and built my relationship with spirit, and that's what it was about, was to have that pocket of time. And it's the foundation, and that's what's happening is you're building a foundation, which, if you ever drive by or see like neighborhoods being built or buildings that are under construction and they take time, you see them digging below and they're taking forever. You're like, why isn't the building being built? And you see, they're working on the electricity and they're working on the plumbing, they're doing all the underground stuff and getting the foundation set. Then they pour the foundation, get it solid, make sure it's all set, because without a strong foundation, right? And so right now you're building on the foundation of your dream, which sometimes can feel like it's going so slow and things aren't, unfolding. So just know that they are here with the Eight of Pentacles, that, trust that you're always living your dream. You're working on life experience, which is the real reason we're here, is for our journey, for our experiences, because when experiencing our life, we understand our higher self more by experiencing this lower vibrational thing. So every second is not wasted. We're learning and growing and experiencing. So every moment is perfect. But when we're living the dream on how we want to share the unconditional love in our life with the world, how do we want to express ourselves into the world? That's the other thing, that we're looking at. So I like that. Yep. Spirit of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles, solid foundation. You're learning a lot with the Pentacles suit. You're becoming a master of understanding how the outside world works and how unstable it is, right? One of the big lessons that the King of Pentacles learned through the Pentacles suit is that when they looked outside of themselves for their foundation, it was weak. Oh my gosh, I love this. They're so cool. Okay, I couldn't make this up, right? But they are, when we look for our worth in the foundation of relationships, or with you know, situations or things, those are all unstable, and then our foundation is unstable. So they're building a strong foundation of you for your worth too through this time. The dream, you could, what if you went out there and you became a worldwide star and a musician? If you're not ready for that, it's going to implode, but you're getting the strong foundation in who you are and what you want to share. And yeah, there's pressure. Well, if you're not a musician by 14 years old, a star, you're not going to be anything, right? It's like that's kind of what you know, the world teaches. Like, no, Louise Hay, she, in her late 50s, she began her journey by writing a book, and she became world renowned and known, but not until late 50s, and it's like, wow, so this mentality we have is different, but the foundation that you're learning is the foundation of your worth, not based on the outside world, but inward and upward, and that's the foundation. So they're building the foundation of your dream, but they're also building, a part of that is building the foundation of you on the inside. Yeah. Yeah, you're not Billie Eilish. So what the hell? Yeah, not based of your mom or, anyone, right? And you have the Three of Cups, which is your community. So you have your spiritual community that's backing you, they're always with you, always guiding, always available for you to talk to and ask for clarity and stuff around things. But also eventually, we've talked about you finding your tribe, as well, right? Your individuals that are within the music community. So there is that, and so keep your eyes open for that. You have the Heart of Swords, which is balancing your head and your heart. So that's, part of your journey, part of your adventure. Trusting yourself. Yeah, you are you. Who else are you going to trust? you're the only one you can trust besides spirit, right? So I like that. And you have the Six of Swords. So you do have this, transformation that's happening with your thinking and thoughts and beliefs, which is, cutting away fears, moving away from those, you're transforming. And it's what happens there, right? Yeah, very cool. Yeah, that's definitely supported to do that. Um, and and I like this because you're changing of thought and belief. And once you change on the inside, then the outside world starts to move differently too. Yeah, all these swords. The Seven of Swords here is you're learning about your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets that have deceived you and cheated you out of things in the past, right? And that's part of what you're doing too through this work that you're doing. So very well supported there, and that's what they've got for you there. So definitely, trust that the foundation's being built. Takes time to grow things, and a big part of that is building your inner foundation of who you are. So there's no rush. No rush. But definitely go check out that event. I like that. All right. So that is it for that one. So we'll come back to your other question here in a momentito. So Johanna Yerson, hello, hello. Let's give your donation some love and a like since it lets me do it on those. And hi, hi. And I don't think I, whoops. Um, Sorry, whoa, things are just opening up everywhere. Here we go. I haven't had a chance to reply to your comment on YouTube yet. I've been nonstop doing readings, but I love that about Christmas. That was funny. So I like that. All right. So Johanna, the unicorns. Dun, da, 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 they have we been connecting here and there? You feel like you've seen them more everywhere and maybe feeling their energy. Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. Unicorns. Just shuffle these up. All right. Unicorns. Tell us about the unis. All right. On the bottom of the deck, you have the star card, which I do feel like you have with this because I'm hearing, like wish upon a star. And it's very much the Disney theme, I think, was, when you wish upon a star, blah, 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 wherever you are. So I do feel like there's this, um, it's like the fairy unicorn world has been a very, yeah, a very, um, been very present in your life. And I like this. I feel like they're wanting to bring you these feelings of fullness with the 10 of pentacles and the 10 of cups. And I feel like they've like one of their main excuse me, purposes and goals for you. I feel like maybe you've had some emotional challenges, maybe some drama, maybe some sadness, maybe some things that have come around with that 7 of cups, and I feel like they're just wanting to bring a little bit of their unicorn joy, and I feel like they brought their fairy friends along with them too, if you, have felt fairy energy, but, I really like this awareness around them, and, you know, clarity on your dream and just support overall with that. We got the temperance too coming in here. So the balancing, you know, the patience card, this beautiful going back and forth and even leprechaun energy coming in too with that. That's so funny because they're like, it turns to go. I heard like in a Irish leprechaun, it turns to gold. I don't know. I don't do a very good Irish accent, but like, it's magically delicious. But there's like leprechaun energy of the pot of gold at the end is, so worth it, kind of Irish, I think it's Irish, right? Um, the leprechaun, and they have that, and you have unicorns, and you have fairies, and they're all bringing in this joyful energy around you. And I just feel like, they're telling you, wish upon the star, and that it's worth the unfolding of things, but that you are, I like that you are supported by them, and you do have this energy coming in. So definitely there. In fact, I feel like they want to give you an oracle card. Let me see here. Oh. They actually want me to break these out over here. All right. Interesting. Boom, boom, boom. We just listen, we just do what they say. These are the Divina Serenity Oracle. Oh, okay. All right. So let's see. What do they want here for you? What's your additional message? Irish brogue. All right. There it is. Let's put those over there. And what did you get here? Oh. Forgiveness. Trying to see if there was anything in the background of these, but I feel like this is like where the energy of feeling, you know, um, not alone, but you're just, in this place of sorrow. It just feels like that's what, when I look at that, it just feels like someone that was like, you know, so the forgiveness oracle card symbolizes the transformative power of forgiveness and the release of burdens in your life. Embrace the healing practice of forgiveness. Release any resentment, anger, or grudges that may be weighing you down. By forgiving yourself and others, you free yourself from the chains of the past and open up space for healing and growth. The female praying in the warm forest signifies a connection to nature and the divine. It is sacred space for you to reflect, let go, and cultivate forgiveness in your heart. It is also a reminder to seek solace and guidance in the beauty of the natural world, finding peace and clarity in the midst of challenges. Seek opportunities to practice forgiveness, reflect on past experiences and relationships, offering forgiveness to those who have hurt you, and also to yourself for any perceived shortcomings. Allow forgiveness to be a catalyst for inner peace and emotional liberation. Practice the transformative power of letting go and embracing forgiveness. By cultivating forgiveness in your life, you can experience a profound sense of liberation, inner peace, and the ability to create harmonious relationships and a brighter future. Yeah. So that's what they're trying to help you with. That's amazing. I love that. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's what they have for you, my dear. And I like that for you. So many blessings, Johanna. Thank you again for your donation. Appreciate that. Let's take a look here. Let's see. All right. And then I did get a PayPal donation, so I've got one more for Supernova, and then Brenda, and then Infinity is one. You'll be after, I'm sorry, then um, Sarah, you will be up next, and then Infinity is one. So those are those coming in. Oh my gosh, it's 7:42 already. So, um, So I should be able to get through all of these paid readings. For the free readings, thank you guys for your patience. I will be leaving in about 12, 13, 14 minutes, maybe, to go to my praying mantis members. And then I'm going to eat, and then I'll be back this evening to finish out the free reading. So I shall return. Thank you for your patience in getting to those, for me getting to those. All right. So, Supernova, thank you for your fourth donation there. And let's see, question four was down here. Yeah, there it is. You'll be a praying mantis member soon. Oh, very good. Always good to see you over there, too. So, what foundations are being built ahead of your dreams of being an artist in the future? How are your guides helping you through that, too? Yeah, 4 months, 19. Oh my gosh. No problem. Everything for a reason, right? You need your reflection time. So let's take a look here. What foundations are being built ahead of your dreams and being an artist in the future? And what are they doing here? How are they helping you through it here? All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, on the bottom, I mean, this is the Naked Heart, which card number 22. It's a special card specifically for this deck, and I'm going to read you what it says here because it's about connection, it's about purpose, it's about higher self. So they're teaching you to get in tune with your heart and to allow your heart to lead instead of your ego. And that's part of the foundation, because if we don't get that early, then our ego gets the best of us. Who can stand fame, if we're going to be, jerks about it, right? That's funny. But it says, so the naked heart says, I radiate at a pure vibrational level, calling in all that I need at this time to stay in alignment with my path. The universe is highlighting my gifts and asking me to trust myself and my intuition. As I listen to what my heart needs, my natural essence comes forth to be nurtured, and I innately connect with my calling and purpose. So, comparing myself to others does not serve me and will only knock me out of my flow. I was given the exact proportion of amazing, otherwise, I would not exist. My path may not always feel easy, but it will feel right. And when I shine bright, I am the spark to someone else's light, and I inspire others. So they want you to see that this is the heart connection. This is the purpose, right? And that little Luna moth that's down here, whoops, that Luna moth that's at the top here. If you can see them there they are. They whisper to you, you are brave and beautiful. Fly out of the darkness and into your light. So, what they're laying the foundation for is getting your heart in the right place, getting your heart in a place where you are following your heart and not the ego mind, right? Because with the Justice card and the Six of Wands, the Six of Wands is like a fame card. They're up on a horse, normally standing out. It's victory, but it's also, this awareness of recognition. And so we've got this, the Justice card is helping seeing things from a higher perspective, cutting away old beliefs around validation and what we're seeking from recognition from the outside world. And that's the foundation that's changing first, because that's a big piece of whenever we're wanting to live a dream where we're going to be in public sharing things. If we don't have that foundation of that my worth isn't defined by that, the first time we read critics or someone disagrees with us, it's devastating, right? But they're helping you build the foundation of your worth that's inward and upward, right? They're also dealing that here with the 10 of Pentacles here represents what success and fullness in the outside world feels like. And they're also helping you get rid of the old ways of thinking and seeing things from a different perspective. So both of this, the justice card with that, with fame, the changing of the way what success means, what it truly means, is how it comes in there. And the 5 of Wands, which is they're helping you transform the energy of drama and fear, transforming that to some higher vibrational energies. So they've been helping you by being there and answering your questions. But the big piece of your life is your choices, right? They're not the ones driving the bus. You're driving the bus, creators in the um, passenger seat, and your posse's in the back, and they're all, "Where are we going?" And you're like, "I don't know. Where do you guys want to go?" They're like, "No, we're along for the ride. You're driving. Your energy takes you on your life. The creator listens to your energy, puts it in the nav system, and that's where you are directed to go. But you're the one. Your energy is the one that's bringing forward your adventures. They're just going to put on the music and handle the heating and air conditioning, handing out the snacks, and they're behind. All your posse's like a bunch of dogs that are excited to go along for a ride. They're like, ride, let's go, let's go. So they're excited for wherever you may. What about going in that direction? Yeah, you can't crash the bus. you know, you can't destroy the bus. You can crash the bus, and they're all woohoo! It's all an adventure. We can't be. They No one can be hurt. So we crash the bus. We're going off roading. Here we go. you know, and then the bus gets backed up. It gets repaired. We're in a pocket of repair mode, and then we're back on the road again, right? So it all happens. It's like if you ever watched Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. It's hilarious. I love it. Their bus constantly breaking down. All right, so that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for all of your donations there. And then Brenda, thank you so much for your donation and your sticky. What's that? What's that about? Let's take a look here. Let me see. Where's your question here? Let me scroll, scroll, scroll. Brenda, 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 Brenda. I thought I saw it somewhere here. Let me just scroll up. I thought it was right by it. Did I just totally miss it? I probably totally missed it. All right. I do not see it. Where is it at? If you're still here, Brenda, if you want to pop your question down below, watch as soon as you do it, I'll find it. But I don't see your question yet. Maybe. Scroll, 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 scroll. Old man, you say maybe I need to get my glasses on. I just have a very tiny writing so that I can see more of them. Maybe I should make it larger print, right? All right. Yeah, Brenda, I don't see your question here. So I do apologize. If you want to pop your question down below, definitely do that. I'm going to take a quick screenshot of it in case you don't by the time I leave here in less than 8 minutes. So let me just pop that up there. All right. All right. And then Sarah, thank you for your donation. And so you wanted to know Morganite is a crystal of unconditional love. Maybe, could be. I'm not a super, super, super expert on crystals. But you want to know, why does your Morganite keep disappearing? Let's take a look here. All right. What else? All right, what's going on here? Is your spirit are they playing jokes on you? What's going on here? Let's take a look here. All right. You have the strength card on the bottom, which the strength card is, it's your higher self and your human self coming in here. So I feel like it's not a game they're playing, but there definitely is purpose behind it, of course. And the Ace of Cups is the chalice, the Holy Grail, unconditional love. So you're probably right. That's probably them, verifying that. Um, and it's so pretty, it keeps disappearing. And you've got the death card here, the death and the rebirth that's coming in here. Do you keep finding the old one, or is this brand new ones that you keep getting? But I feel like it's part of this rebirth that's coming in. This, I feel like they're trying to get your attention with this here, because you have the balance here, the heart of swords, the Queen of Swords balancing the head and the heart, and the Two of Pentacles is about balancing of the outside world too. So there is this energy of balance and change that's coming in here, and I feel like being aware of when it's changing, when it disappears, when you find it again, if you're finding it again, but why is it, like, what are you feeling around the time it's disappearing? I feel like it's going to represent a change. You have three, but then they disappear and you can't find it for days, and then you find them again, right? I just feel like it's this, like, this message of when you lose those when you lose the crystal, it's a reminder of how are you losing yourself? How have you lost yourself? How have you lost the unconditional love for yourself? And where can that be found? That's interesting. Wow, I love that. Because they do. We have the Ten of Swords coming in here, which is, when we're trying to live up to other people's expectations, we can get exhausted. I love the Ten of Swords because they're not dead. They're exhausted trying to live up to everyone's expectations and live up to everything, right? So I like that coming in here. And this power of choice coming in here too, because we've got the chariot is that we get to decide every moment the story that we put into the world, or what we apply to what we're experiencing, the emotions we choose, the energy we're putting forward, even the physical actions in the world. And the emperor here with the sky father, that energy coming in with this Ten of Swords is all about, you know they stand up and go, "Thank you, everyone." They're surrounded by people telling them all about the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must, all this stuff that's coming in. And that's what exhausts us, right? Trying to live up to all that, we can't. There's even contradictory, right? But the emperor at some point goes, "I've had enough. Thank you for all," and they do it nicely. "Thank you for all your opinion. Everyone, please clear the throne room. I'm gonna make some decisions," and then they decide, "What do I want? What's my truth?" Not everyone else's. What's my truth? And what am I gonna do? What's the plan? And I'm putting action toward it. And I like this. You even have the temperance card, which is the balancing, going back and forth. And I feel like you've been, you know, patient, really patient, but I feel like things are about to, fastly move forward with this Eight of Wands and the Nine of Cups, to this feeling of self-love, this feeling of filling up from the inside out. But it does start here, and I feel like that's what the disappearance is, to bring awareness around it, awareness around unconditional love, and when do I feel like I'm losing it throughout the day? And how is it that I find it, right? And so I like this because it's these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are in the head about the supposed tos and shoulds and need tos, and all that, fear of letting people down, and that kind of stuff. Oh, very cool. That there's this change of how you approach your self-acceptance and your self-love and your self-worth, and that the losing these have been a way that they hide these specifically because they represent the unconditional love for yourself. How are you letting it go? How is that happening, right? So, I feel like that's what they want you to know with those. But, yeah, definitely it's all about how when I lose those and anything else, they're like, "Don't make us go beyond the rocks or the crystals." They're like, when you lose any of them, it's a reminder. And now the stones in your pocket will be a reminder of how lovable you are. And when you lose one, it's like, okay, where have I lost my, love for myself? Where did this conditional love kick in, and how is that a lie? These if you picture that rat, the rat with all of it stuck into it. Yeah. So I love that for you. So that's what they have for you, Sarah. Really appreciate your donation, and what a wonderful experience. I had no idea that's what that would mean. So I learned so much through here. So many blessings to you, and enjoy that. Enjoy your new class too with your course of education. Definitely. All right, infinity is one. You did a couple in here. Let's see if we can get. Let's see, it's almost 8 o'clock. Let me see. I can probably do at least one here. Infinity. So thank you. Let's give you that love and a like for your first one here. You want to know, did L see your messages, your message, and will he reply? Let's take a look here. Did you see your messages and will he reply? I don't see that he saw the messages yet, because I don't see any kind of, swords kind of energy here. You do have the 6 of Pentacles here. "Bye, Supernova, take care." Which is reciprocation, it's the giving and receiving there. So I do feel like they will respond to you, and we've got all this cups energy. So it feels like whatever message you sent, that there will be an emotional response. We've got the King of Cups. Both the King and Queen of Cups. So you got the divine counterparts coming in there, and the Seven of Cups. So there's some emotional confusion, which that's funny. Your spirit guides go, which is their norm, it seems. But, but there is this great communication and compatibility that's coming in between the king and the queen of cups here. So I do feel like that they will reply, with the 6 of Pentacles. They're just gonna be, I feel like, and especially right now we're in Mercury retrograde, so that can bring some challenges to communication. So I feel like there's gonna be some, not necessarily miscommunication, but clarity on, like, "Huh? What did you mean when you said that?" And you're like, "Oh my god," but I feel like there's, a lot of emotion that comes between the communication with those cards. So, I like that for you. And I feel like I should be able to get this other one. I'm gonna just be a little late to my evening session with my praying mantis, but I want to complete yours here since I'm on your other one. Let's give that a love and a like there. And want to know, will understanding ever get better with M and D and you? Not during the retrograde. I don't know. It can be. That's doesn't have to be that way. Let's take a look here. So will it ever get clear? Let's see. It feels like it. I mean, because you have on the bottom of the deck, you've got, the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups coming in, which is, completion, abundance, joy, things coming in. I feel like with one, it does take with one, it's like sudden with this Tower card. I feel like something happens that really clears up understanding between you and, I feel like, M, because I got like cards for M and then cards for D. And M is like it's sudden, striking, and this, the naked heart is about stepping out of darkness into your light. I feel like with M, you're really going to have to get out of your head and your ego with them, get totally into this heart space. I feel like they might take a lot more patience with, if that makes sense. Because the other, I feel like D, you've got the Queen of Pentacles, which just takes a little bit of Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and the Innocence of Cups, the Page of Cups. So, there is a heightened love that's, comes between D and you here. So, I like that, so I feel like both of those cards do tell us that, you know, um, one takes a little more nurturing, the other one just takes suddenness, but, that queen, I mean, the Naked Heart is a lot about, um, gonna have to be very much doesn't in a place of unconditional love. I feel like D might be easier to love than M. Wait, right? Is that right? Which one? No. Yeah. M is like the and D seems to be easier to nurture. So just the other, it takes like I feel like it takes some, you know, uh some fun struggle between them. All right. So that is what they have for you. Hopefully that I'm glad that helps. And thank you for your additional donations there. Let me grab some screenshots here of the chat. For everyone else, I did not get to any free readings. Again, I know that's kind of become the norm, but thank you so much for the donations. It does help me continue to be able to offer all the free things I do. It's how I earn my living. So thank you guys so much for all the donations and for the rest of you, all your patience in getting to your free readings. I'll be headed off here in a split second as soon as I finish gathering all the screenshots. And when I return back, um, probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours to finish out the free reading or to start the free readings, do all the free readings, and I will go down in order like I do in the regular chat here. But at the end of the readings, when I finish the video, I'll post a comment on it listing the order in which the readings were completed, so that you can find your reading more easily. All right, I think I got them all. So thank you guys again so much for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love, and I'm so grateful for that. You're part of the love tsunami, and yeah, thanks for all the love, all the support. I'm so happy to have you here. I feel your love. I feel all of your energy, and I feel so blessed. So remember, as you're going throughout each and every second of every moment of your life, that you, yes, you, are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you're out in the world. And until then, much love to you. Hang in there. Take care of you. We'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you.